7 rounds into this season, and we have yet to find a repeat winner. We've had 6 winners in 6 races. Will we go 7 for 7 tonight? On the front row, starting us off in the number 14, Nate Lehman in the Midas Ford. He's starting to the inside of Rhinelander, Wisconsin's Matt Boone. He's starting on the outside of row number 1. Coming into this race, Matt Boone trying to climb his way further through these points. He sits 11th in the standings right now with a win to his name. Same with Nate Lehman, who sits further up in 3rd, but both of these front row starters will have to deal with the other 15 drivers behind him. It's round 7 of di9 Designs Xfinity. The pace car peels off, and we're green from Newton, Iowa. Let's go racing!
Green, green, green.
Contact off that first corner, and there goes Jeff Lednam through the grass. Maryland's pilot through pit road, exiting in turn number 1, and the Northeastern driver from Easton in the 3-7 Snap-on Ford has to regain composure after that first lap calamity. Nate Lehman at the point. Then you've got Matt Boone in 2nd, Micah Allard in 3rd. I believe making his season debut today in that number 61 Fox Chevrolet, and behind him in the 4-4, Byron Jones, trying to make sure the advantage doesn't grow on the 6-1, and the Air Force Chevrolet chasing him down in that 4th spot. The Arizona driver looking to crack the top 3 on lap number 3 as well. Matt Boone with a 24.42 just put in the fastest lap of the race. 12 other drivers putting in their fastest lap, but none faster than 24.5 second circuit. Papa Bear Campbell in the 7-1 Ford went around on that 3rd lap. Let's have a look. And this is earlier. The 71 just slow on the apron. Looks like he's skidding, but he's moving once again. Campbell finds himself in 17th. Sugar Hands Franks in the number 6 Taco Bell Chevy Camaro to the outside of Hunter Peach in the 2-6 DeWalt Supra, loose out of that 2nd corner. Peach under that 6 car. Corey Blevins starting to fill the middle lane in car 48. Blevins in the Flat Out Motorsports Chevrolet, followed by his teammate Andrew Baker in the 0-2. Baker finds himself in 13th right now, also looking to fill the top lane above Hunter Peach. Baker behind his teammate, trying to get further up in these standings. You see, he's also loose out of that 2nd corner. Drivers are going to have to really be careful getting high on the banking out of turn number 2, because that's where they're going to find the most trouble, especially on cold tires. In the 6-1 Fox Chevrolet, Micah Allard putting on a good show so far, still defending bravely his 3rd position against Byron Jones. Matt Boone in the 38 has a win this season, as does race leader Nate Lehman. Micah Allard obviously does not, coming into the season for the first time today. Byron Jones sitting in the 4th position. Comes into this race 22nd in points and winless. He's got a chance to extend the streak of unique winners. But for now, it's the battle between the 2 race winners so far this season. Let's ride along with Matt Boone. He sits in 2nd in the Monster Chevrolet. Boone finds himself in that second spot with Micah Allard creeping up. White Walker 86 in the chat says, love me some Boone. Murphy and Lednum as well. Talking about the 2-1 car, Mr. Chris Murphy sporting some different colors tonight. The 2-1 Supra dressed in that Safeway livery, racing behind Jeff Lednum, who's holding on to the 15th position so far. Jeff Lednum in that 37 car had an incident coming off that first corner. Lednum getting it back together and now fighting with Adam Taylor in the 14th spot. The Kentucky pilot just behind Hunter Peach in that DeWalt Supra. All of these drivers nose to tail trying to find some sort of passing advantage. Right now, Jeff No is a driver who's on the attack. The number 2 repeat Ford Mustang finds himself in 9th behind Steven Brinnick, only briefly now. The 2 car of No attacking to the inside corner. Brinnick now being hounded by the 6 of Sugar Hands Franks. He's sweet as he slides up that hill in turn number 2, right up alongside that wall, but not the line that he wanted. Franks continues to slide back, now outside of the top 10. Franks finds himself in 11th, and Andrew Baker now knocking on the door. Franks, early on, looking to find more grip. At the front, Nate Lehman watching Matt Boone and Micah Allard now fight for the second spot. Allard on the outside now opens the door for Byron Jones in the 44. This is what the world looks like inside of that U.S. Navy Camaro. Jones still well in the chase. John Osborne in the 5th position sits 2 seconds behind him. The number 8-1 Air Jordan Ford Mustang, obviously sporting some love for the University of North Carolina. And I don't know if you saw that game Monday night, but it was an absolute classic. And good to see John Osborne sporting the colors of his favorite school. Osborne finds himself 1 second ahead of Kyle Taub in the number 1-6 KT Designs Ford, running those Mark Martin Eagle 1 colors once again. White Walker 86 in the chat saying, "Go Kansas!" He was cheering for the Jayhawks on that Monday night game. Q-Dog, as he's known, Enrique Quinones in the number 9 Michelob Ultra Chevrolet sits in 7th right now. Q-Dog is up 3 places from where he started. He sees Jeff No in his mirror right now, but he's sitting within 2/10 ahead to Kyle Taub. Meanwhile, Nate Lehman fighting the same kind of fight. That 14 car now has a mirror full of Fox Racing 61. That black and Dayglow colored Chevrolet Camaro on the outside of race leader Nate Lehman. These two fighting on the 19th lap for the race lead. White Walker 86 says, Duke fan, so I root for anyone going against UNC. As you would expect. And talk about a semi-final as well. I didn't know you were such a big Duke fan. Jarrett Manning, who also races in this series, sometimes drives that number 7 Duke Chevrolet. Wonder why he's not out here sporting those colors. Caution does come out on the 20th lap of competition. Andrew Baker in the 02. Slow, as is Jeff Lednum in that 37 car. Mike Papa Bear Campbell in 17th, 1 lap down. 21 laps into this race. Let's see what, if anything, happened here to car 37. The 2.6 of Hunter Peach up towards the wall. Not sure if that had anything to do with it. 37 of Jeff Lednum looks to be okay. High out of the 4th corner, doesn't come into contact against that wall. Maybe contact with a 2-1 perhaps? Not that I can see, but the yellow flag does come out on the 19th lap. Nate Lehman, your race leader, and everybody will come down pit road. Good opportunity for them to get 4 tires and fuel, and a little bit of strategy is now going to develop. So while these drivers take a break, we're going to go ahead and do the same. Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 90 seconds with more racing from iRacing's Iowa Speedway. Lights are out atop, or lights will go out, I should say, atop the pace car. Clearly, they're still illuminated. The 48 of Corey Blevins leads the way with Nate Lehman in the second position. Micah Allard, the new boy, doing fantastically well. Allard finds himself third in the race so far, with Wisconsin's Matt Boone starting to his outside. We'll see where Allard continues after the 25-lap mark. This is Micah's first race in the series. We'll see where he ends up. Still more than 150 laps to go from the Iowa Speedway. If you've just tuned in, I'm Rick James. You're watching di9 Designs. Turn down for what? Round number 7. We've had 6 unique winners in 6 races. Corey Blevins comes into this race 6th in the point standings with no wins. Will he be our 7th winner? Pace car peels off. Green flag will come out. Let's go racing once again.
Green flag, green flag.
Corey Blevins immediately shuffled out of the lead. He gained more than 11 places going through pit road. Surely Blevins took just tires or just fuel, or maybe just no tires or 2 tires, but he's sinking like a stone outside of the top 5 now, with Enrique Quiñones taking that 5th place away from him. At the point, Nate Lehman continues to lead with Micah Allard in that 2nd position. Further on back, the race for the top 10 is fast and loose. Kyle Taub in the 8th position just for now. He's held up by the 48 of Corey Blevins, and they're going to split the 48 down the front straight, 3 wide into turn number 1. Sugar Hands Franks now on the outside of the 48. Here goes the 2-1 of Chris Murphy, splitting the 48 with the other 9. Adam Taylor being scored as car number 5. The Black Rifle Bass Pro Chevrolet using that very top lane to get around car 48 and make his way into the top 10 on lap 30. Adam Taylor looking to climb his way through the points coming into this race. He finds himself well outside the top 30. So you won't find him on this chart anytime soon, but still more than 10 races to go before the season is up. We'll see Adam Taylor climbing through with these consistent top 10 runs. At the front, Nate Lehman no longer leading this race. Now the responsibility falls to Micah Allard in the 6-1. Let's see how he pulled that off on lap 29. Allard using the outside lane on car 14, just using the momentum and what looks like fresh tires, the way he just overtook Nate Lehman for the lead. That puts Micah Allard top of the chart, with Nate Lehman almost a half second behind car 6-1. Matt Boone in 3rd, Byron Jones in 4th. New Jersey's Enrique Quiñones a little wiggle out of the 4th corner. He's in 5th, but not for long, trying to make the move for the 4th position on car 44, and he's looking to take Kyle Taub with him. The 16 car drifts high to the outside line, just ahead of John Osborne in the number 81 Air Jordan Ford Mustang. He brings the jump man down to the inside lane, and he'll complete lap 33 in the 7th position. Let's ride shotgun with the jump man, 81 John Osborne. John Osborne runs 8th behind the 1-6 of Kyle Taub. Taub now looking to the inside of Josh Franks in a bit of a checkup, starting with the 9 of Q-Dog, Enrique Quiñones. He's now being hounded by the number 6 Taco Bell Chevrolet. Josh Franks in the 6, opening the door to the inside for Kyle Taub, but Franks stepping on the gas, making great distance, just driving up out of that 4th corner, maximizing the length of the track to use that speed and stay ahead of the 1-6. Great for speed, but the car just finds itself so loose on that line. The 6 car, however, making good time on the high side. Look at him get around the 9 of Enrique Quiñones. Kyle Taub wants to follow suit in the 1-6 KT Designs Ford. Taub sits in 7th. Josh Franks making his way up to 5th. And Micah Allard's lead now extending to 0.7 of a second over Nate Lehman in the 1-4 Midas Mustang. Imagine Micah Allard getting a victory on his turn down for what debut. The Fox Racing Chevy leads the way over Nate Lehman, but he's got Matt Boone in his rearview mirror. And the 4-4 of Byron Jones, he was sliding back outside the top 5, but on fresh tires, the 44 car finds himself right in that mix. Lehman on the inside in the 14 car. He's got Matt Boone to his outside. The 44 of Byron Jones wants to play too. The U.S. Navy Chevy trying to use some of the draft that he can on the front straight, but it's like a large Richmond Iowa Speedway, where Richmond is 3/4 of a mile. Iowa Speedway is 0.85, almost 9/10 of a mile in length. We'll go 160 miles if we reach the scheduled distance, possibly more if we have to use one of our 3 green-white checkered attempts. Byron Jones using the high side to his advantage. He and Josh Franks doing the same. Q-Dog in the 9 car. Enrique Quiñones not giving up the fight, getting right to the rear bumper of the 6 car. The 1-6 of Kyle Taub watching. And you can tell that he is starting to get happy at the idea of the door being open on the inside. This is where some of the tightest racing has been. Nate Lehman now losing the spot in second, drifting all the way back. Let's see how Matt Boone got around the 1-4 and what happened to Nate Lehman. On the inside of the second corner, Matt Boone just trying to get the high side around him. Did the 1-4 get loose? Byron Jones also making his way around the high side, and it seems like that's where drivers are getting most of their advantage now. Perhaps the inside line just not as quick as it was at the start of this race. Nate Lehman now finds himself in 4th. Josh Franks creeping up to within 7/10 of the 1-4 car. Enrique Quiñones trying to hold off Kyle Taub. John Osborne seems to have gotten his groove back as well. The 81 car getting around Jeff No in that 2. Now getting closer to the 1-6 of Taub. Over the last 5 laps, you can see that Taub has been quicker, but not enough to evade the pursuit of that 81 car. But now Osborne opens the door for Jeff No. Down below, No can't make the pass stick out of the 4th corner. Chris Murphy's a driver who also can't make the pass stick out of the 4th corner. Murph driving that black, red, and white Safeway Supra, stuck on the inside line. Jeff No in the snap-on colors, using the momentum off the high line, trying to take Andrew Baker with him. Adam Taylor can't quite match the speed. He gets loose out of that 2nd corner. Hunter Peach in the 2.6 DeWalt Supra, not doing as hot as you would expect. Hunter Peach in the top 10 in points. He finds himself just 9 points off of Joshua Arnold, who's not in tonight's race, and only 11 points off of Jeff No in the 7th position. But right now, Hunter Peach finds himself 14th of 17 drivers in today's race, approaching lap 48. Peach looking for a little more speed, or is he just playing the long game and saving his stuff for the very end? The 2.6 DeWalt Supra has plenty of time to turn it around. Fight for the lead now as Wisconsin's Matt Boone gets the inside line on Micah Allard. Not a lot of speed we've seen in this run on that inside line, but will the Rhinelander native make it work? Allen in the 6-1 trying to defend the high side, but how long can he hold it? Boone on the inside line trying to make all the track work for him and take the shortest distance around. Allard, the TDFW, the turn down for what? Rookie making his debut today, fighting off Matt Boone. Will it work this time around? 50 laps underway from iRacing's Iowa Speedway, and Byron Jones now having to defend from Nate Lehman. Drivers have about 30 laps of wear on their tires. Perhaps they're finding just a little less grip and possibly a little more free movement now that they've got some heat, now that they've got some wear in their rubber. The 6-1 with a mirror full of Matt Boone. How long can he hold it off? This is the chase for first place. White Walker 86 in the chat says, inside line isn't going to work on old tires. And that may be the case now because Matt Boone now finding less of an advantage on the inside line. Can the 38 car adapt to the top side? Make that speed work for him on some worn-in tires? Adam Taylor trying to make the high side work. He's on the outside of Corey Blevins. This is the fight for the 14th position. Corey Blevins in the 48 comes into round 7, 6th in the table. He finds himself only 2 points behind Christopher Murphy. Murph running 10th, Blevins running 14th. Still plenty of race to go, but as the points run now, a couple of drivers, Corey Blevins, Hunter Peach, not looking to hold their positions for now, but we'll see. Still more than 130 laps remain from the Iowa Speedway. Just one caution so far on lap 20. And we've noticed that the inside line's not working on these old tires. Thanks to White Walker 86 for that tip in the chat. We're seeing that difference now. Micah Allard keeping his distance on the racetrack. And it's helped so far with that 6-1 car. But how long will it last? This is the longest green flag run of the race so far. Byron Jones looking to make some good headway on the inside of Nate Lehman. These two discussing third position as it stands. Nate Lehman on the outside line. He's got one win this season. Byron Jones winless this season. And the question we're going to ask all night long, will we see a 7th winner in 7 races? Certainly a season record so far, and I wonder how many seasons have started off like that with 7 unique winners in as many events. 130 laps to go on the board, this time by Jeff No in the number 2 repeat Air Force Mustang. Moves to the inside of the Southern Beverage Michelob Ultra Chevrolet. Enrique Quiñones fighting for the 8th spot with Jeff No. John Osborne sits up ahead with Josh Franks holding on to the 6th position in the 6 car. Franks up 8 places from where he started and 7/10 behind Kyle Taub in 5th. Osborne now looking for some advantage in the Air Jordan Mustang, but he can't find any floor space, so he's going to go up top. Open a hole in the bottom for Enrique Quiñones. Jeff No will follow suit, but the 6 car of Josh Franks now under attack. Here comes the 81 of Josh Osborne on the outside, and will the UNC Ford be able to make it stick this time through? He does indeed. Is the 6 going to relent? He does. And John Osborne had to get it the hard way, but the 8-1 makes it work. Q-Dog getting loose off of that 4th corner. Enrique Quiñones in the 9 car. Up 7 places in position number 7. Now going on the high side, losing the grip into turn number 1, and all that work just shattered. He goes from 7th down to 9th with Chris Murphy looking to put the New Jersey pilot on the edge of the top 10, and he does. Enrique Quiñones losing 3 places in less than a lap, but look at the momentum out of turn number 4. Back with a fight, loose into turn number 1 again, but that 9 car on the very edge. Something's gone wrong with the 9 as he just can't hold the speed on the outside, and New Jersey's Enrique Quiñones now within 1 second to Hunter Peach in the DeWalt Toyota, who can smell the top 10 from here. And on this run, we're seeing the highs and the lows that these tires have. Hunter Peach within 9/10 to Quiñones. At the front, Micah Allard continues to bravely hold on to the lead, but is Matt Boone just letting him do the hard work? Is Boone saving the car? How long will this run go? The di9 designed track facts predict that we'll have 50 to 60 laps on a green flag run, but some drivers have said they've been able to go 65 on the fuel, and they can make the tires last that long. Will rookie Micah Allard be able to go that far? Right now, Allard putting in 43 laps on this set of Goodyears, as is everyone. All 17 drivers last pitting on lap 21. Jeff No to the inside of Josh Franks. The number 2 Ford Mustang making way on the inside, while the 6 tries not to give way to the 21. Chris Murphy in the Safeway Supra has to tuck to the inside of Josh Franks. Not what he wanted to do that time around. But the tires obviously dictating how hard these drivers can push it. Jeff No with a mirror full of Josh Franks. Further on back, Corey Blevins trying to fill the mirror of Andrew Baker. RCL RM4, first time chat says, "Get it, Murphy," cheering for the 2-1 Safeway Supra. Murphy now in 9th. He's up 3 places from where he started, but can he find speed on the outside of Josh Franks? Let's ride shotgun with the 2-1 Safeway Toyota. Chris Murphy. Second corner, let's have a look at that 6 car. Franks just giving way far too easily to Chris Murphy. Hunter Peach now starting to creep up on the Taco Bell Chevrolet. The 2-1 of Murphy now moving into the 8th position. Jeff No less than half a second ahead. That 2-1 car really going for it, using the high side and trying not to bang those walls, but he's doing his best to stay smooth and slippery through that air, get to the goal. That is the back end of Jeff No for 7th. But the question thus far is, how far will the tires allow these drivers to get to their position? Chris Murphy, one of 2 Toyotas in this field, Hunter Peach being the other, and there goes Josh Franks loose out of the 4th corner as he was out of turn number 2, but we stay green as the 6 car makes a good recovery off the corner. Let's find out just what happened to Josh Franks. There you can see it incredibly loose out of the 2nd corner, and this is going to be a lap later. Josh Franks just gets a bit too fast out of turn number 4, bouncing through the grass and mowing a little bit of that Iowa Speedway lawn. But we stay green. Josh Franks sits in 12th. Drivers getting 4 sets of tires and 1 fast repair tonight. To my knowledge, none of these drivers having to use any of their fast repairs, but Josh Franks really racing on the edge. Only using 1 set of tires tonight. Perhaps it's time to just maybe open the floodgates a bit. The floodgates opening on the inside of the 61. Matt Boone in the monster Camaro trying to get to the inside and the lead on Micah Allard. The 6-1 just can't hold the outside line any longer, and the 1-4 of Nate Lehman is looking to come with him. Is this the moment that Matt Boone was waiting for, patiently driving behind the 6-1 of Micah Allard? Allard using all the speed he can out of the top lane of turn number 4, but Matt Boone using those tires that have worked much easier than Micah Allard. You've got the speed on the outside versus the fresher tires on the inside, and for now, the speed wins out. The 3.8 of Matt Boone having to give up 1 car length to the inside, and Nate Lehman now on the outside of Matt Boone. The 1-4, Midas Ford, makes it into the second position. It's a Chevy Ford. Chevy top 3. Allard continues to lead. He's led the majority of laps so far. But how much longer until the leaders come in? Jeff Lednam has brought his Ford down pit road. Papa Bear Campbell also brings his Ford Mustang down pit road. Will Nate Lehman be the third Ford to come down pit road? Will the rookie Micah Allard outlast the leaders? 77 laps underway. And the 6-1 continues to lead bravely. Chris Murphy in the 2-1, picking him off one at a time. He's finally reached Jeff No in the number 2 Mustang. The 2-1 of Murphy. Can he make it stick on the inside line? He's really alongside that yellow line on the inside. And the 2 of Jeff No now into 5th. Matt Boone, one of the leaders to come in, and you should say one of the first leaders to come in. The 3.8 Monster Chevrolet comes down with 111 laps remaining. Approximately 68 laps on those tires, well past the predicted track facts. Micah Allard continues to lead. The 1-4 of Nate Lehman you see getting really loose out of turn number 2, but he gets his Ford pointed back in the right direction, and the 1-4 car trying to get past the 6-1 for the lead. 79 laps complete, 80 laps underway. And drivers about to put 60 laps of wear on their tires. Nate Lehman gets to the inside of Micah Allard, and he makes it stick easily. Allard, is he coming down pit lane? No, he just puts the crossover on the 1-4. Loose on the high side. Does the 1-4 still have the line? He does. Brilliant exchange from the 6-1 of Micah Allard. Holds on to the line brilliantly, and that lead. Great crossover out of 4. Now the 1-4 of Nate Lehman trying to attempt the same move on the inside in turn number 3. Will he come out with the lead in 4? Jeff Lednam wants to come out of 4 with his lap back. The 3-7 car who got loose on lap number 1, skidding through the grass. Now on fresh tires once again, last pitting on lap 76. Matt Boone also back out on the racetrack in the 12th position, 1 lap down, but he's on fresh tires. Last lap for the 38, 24.42 seconds for Matt Boone. This last time around, Micah Allard, 25.63. 1 full second off the pace. Matt Boone putting in a 24.71, so just 9/10 now off the pace, but still a grand margin given that the laps are ticking down. We're slowly approaching 100 laps to go from Iowa. Nate Lehman a quarter of a second behind the leader. Almost 4 seconds behind these two is the 1-6 of Kyle Taub. He finds himself in the 3rd position. The 0-2 of Andrew Baker now on his way out of pit road. And guess who's gone purple? The 3-8 of Matt Boone, fastest lap of the race so far, 24.31 seconds. Matt Boone is on a mission now. Chris Murphy is in pit road in 10th. And the 2-1 will give up the position to Matt Boone. Kyle Taub decides to come down pit road, as does Hunter Peach. Let's flash the names on the bottom of your screen. Fans, you're going to see your driver's favorite name abbreviated with 3 letters on the bottom. The ticking time on the left-hand side is their total pit lane time, and their total pit stop time is the bracketed time on the right-hand side of their section. Micah Allard continues to lead. Nate Lehman inside 2/10. Is Lehman now just playing the waiting game on the 6-1? How far will the 1-4 stretch these tires, and will Nate Lehman be our first repeat winner this season? 102 laps remain from the Iowa Speedway, just over 86 miles to go. Lehman comes into today's race third in points, only 12 markers behind Jose Ruiz, who did not show up for today's event. Zach Meredith also absent from the roster today. Cole Snyder in fourth, not in the roster today, so that puts Nate Lehman, Chris Murphy in fifth, and Corey Blevins in sixth as the top three drivers in today's point standings. Let me rephrase that, as currently the top three drivers that will receive that will receive points in the point standings as they're registered for today's race. Corey Blevins in the 48 car on the outside of the 1-4, Nate Lehman. Blevins trying to get his lap back. He last pitted on lap 85. Nate Lehman decides to bring his race car in, and the 1-4 Ford is on his way down pit road for tires and fuel. Inside the final 100 laps of this race, John Osborne, the new leader in the 8-1 car. The Air Jordan Jumpman Ford ahead of Enrique Quinones by 9 seconds. Quinones last pitting on lap 21. He's going to put 70 laps of wear on his Goodyear Eagles. Corey Blevins goes purple for the race. 24.30 seconds for car 48. Corey Blevins, fastest so far. And that's what a fresh set of tires will do for you. Blevins, approximately 6 laps of wear on those Goodyear Eagles. 24-25. He's done it again, just matched his best lap, 2 24-25 laps in a row. You see Enrique Quinones on the bottom of your screen being marked as in pit road. Chris Murphy now moves into 6th, overtaking the 9 car. Murphy last pitting on lap 83. John Osborne, the last holdout. He's the only car who has not pitted on this cycle. He leads Matt Boone by 21 seconds. There's Boone on the lead lap, just out of turn number 2. There's race leader John Osborne now leaving turn number 2. Osborne's last time around was 25.75 seconds. Matt Boone, this time around, there's John Osborne. Irrelevant lap time now as the 8-1 comes down pit road, and that's going to complete this second pit stop cycle as the 8-1 makes his way in for tires and fuel. Matt Boone in the 38 car. He pitted 12 laps before Nate Lehman in the 14. There's an 8.3 second difference between these drivers now and the 6-1 of Micah Allard sitting in 5th. Allard's pit lane time, 49.08 seconds, just a half second slower than Matt Boone. Allard's pit stop time, just 1/10 slower than Matt Boone. Not sure where the gap is for Micah Allard. He now moves into the 4th position. Chris Murphy in 5th by 2 seconds. Bama Trama in the chat says, hey gang, here to catch part of the fun. Mama Vols, always a pleasure to have you here, ma'am. Send my love to Terry. Send my love to the family. Talking about Terry Radford. Don't know if he's still part of Burnt Rubber Media, but our friend Terry Radford now doing some very exciting things with iRacing. So be sure to check him out. Don't know if he's still at Burnt Rubber Media, but give them a shout. I'm sure they'll be happy to tell you where he's moved on. Mama Vols, do tell us where to reach your lovely son, Terry. Matt Boone leading by 6.5 seconds. Nate Lehman, over the last 5 laps, has been just a little bit quicker than Boone, but is it making a big difference? Last time around, Lehman putting in 24.5 seconds on the chart. This time around for car 14, 24.51. Matt Boone, 25.12, a difference of a half second. Nate Lehman making hay while the sun sets in Iowa. But is it too hard, too fast? Mama Vols in the chat says Terry Radford is at @BurntRubber_media. Give that lovely man a follow, would you? Speaking of followers and subscribers, got to give it up to NNR Bowling subscribing. That's 10 months now for NNR Bowling. Appreciate you, man. John Osborne in the 8-1 car gets to the inside of Jeff Lednam. He's now making way into the 9th position. He's got the freshest tires on track. Last pitting on lap 93. We'll see what that does for the 81. Driver's able to go about 60 laps on one run, meaning it's at least a one-stop race to the finish. If John Osborne can stretch these tires about another 10 laps, he might set himself up if there's a late race caution. Still plenty of laps to go before we reach that conclusion, though. Toyotas find themselves back-to-back. Chris Murphy, who's up 7 places, sitting in the 5th position. Hunter Peach in the 6th position. The 2.6 DeWalt Supra now making his way back inside the top 10. It was a bleak start to this race for the 2.6, hanging out on the top side, struggling to find speed. Running around 13th or 14th, but now back where we expect him to be. 101 laps now underway. Hunter Peach in 6th behind Murph by 2 3/4 seconds, but Jeff No now on the hunt. The number 2 Air Force Ford. Special mention repeat 1975 on the hood. Can't forget about him. Both of these drivers getting around Papa Bear Campbell. The North Carolinian in the all-black 71 Mustang on the outside of car 2.6. Campbell finding himself in the 14th position, 1 lap down. Special mention to Burnt Rubber Media. Be sure to watch Burnt Rubber Media on Twitch. Also do watch Rick James TV, though. Let's not forget. No, I'm kidding. Do give Burnt Rubber Media a follow. My good friend Terry Radford does amazing things over there. And if you're a fan of Rick James, you'll be a fan of Terry Radford as well. Matt Boone leading this race by 2.9 seconds over Nate Lehman. That's what the gap looks like. There's the 1.4. There's the 3.8. And over the last 5 laps, Matt Boone has not been able to slow down or at least counterbalance the attack from Nate Lehman. The difference of 0.3 that last time around, 0.4 on lap 102. Matter of fact, 0.3 is the smallest gap that Nate Lehman has been able to chisel into Matt Boone's lead. This time around on lap 104, 2.76. So Nate Lehman's progress being slowed. Is the 14 getting slower? Is the 38 getting quicker? 105 laps underway of the scheduled 188. John Osborne catching up to Hunter Peach in that 2.6. Osborne started 6th, and he's looking to get back up to that position. Jeff No sits in 8th, and he's got Corey Blevins behind him. Blevins, one of our hardest chargers so far. He's up 6 places from where he started, as is Kyle Taub in the 1.6. The KT Designs Ford sits in 3rd right now, but our hardest charger of the race, number 2.1, Chris Murphy. He's taken his Safeway Supra up to the 5th position, up 7 places, and chasing down Micah Allard. However, Allard finds himself a healthy 3.8 seconds ahead of Chris Murphy, closing in on Kyle Taub's 3rd position. And Taub now just 3 seconds ahead of the 6.1. This is the chase for the bronze medal position. There goes the 6-1 to the inside. The 9 of Adam Taylor making way. Adam Taylor being scored as card number 5, rocking the number 9. Enrique Quiñones, the original 9 car, in the 11th position. Cole315 in the chat says, get the Jaws music going. 14 is a-comin'. Talking about Nate Lehman in the 1-4. Midas Mustang chasing down Matt Boone to the tune of a half second. Micah Allard to the inside of Kyle Taub for third. Corey Blevins now to the inside of Jeff No, getting into the 8th position. Boone still ahead of the 1-4 by 4/10. 111 laps on the clock of the scheduled 188. Boone, Lehman, Allard, your top 3. And Lehman is indeed coming. The Midas Ford Mustang race winner this season, as is Matthew Boone. Boone getting to the inside of Andrew Baker, the 0-2 making way. Baker getting into the wall, though, making more than enough room for the 1-4 of Nate Lehman. Still chasing down the 3-8, but is Lehman making the right move, attacking for the lead, using his tires on the inside, or should he be patient and wait for the next pit stop cycle? Lehman on the offensive. Matt Boone running his line on the top side, but how long will it last? Lehman inside 1/10 of a second. This is the chase for first place. White Walker 86 in the chat says, Boone playing the long game, Lehman going for it. Enrique Quiñones just a pawn in this high-speed chess match out of turn number 4. Boone can't make the speed stick out of turn number 4, but Nate Lehman rolls on into turn number 1. Cool as you like. 3 wide with Quiñones making way for the 3-8 and the 1-4. Nate Lehman makes it stick out of turn number 2. New leader, car 14. .115 circuits complete from the Iowa Speedway. Matt Boone in the 2nd position. 12 laps of difference on their tires. Boone last pitting on lap 77. Nate Lehman last pitting on lap 89. We'll see how far they go this time. Drivers were able to go approximately 60 laps on that last cycle. Jeff No now within a quarter of a second to Corey Blevins in the 8th position. The flat-out Motorsports Chevy trying to hold off the attack from the number 2 repeat Ford. Blevins, our hardest charger, alongside Chris Murphy. Both of those drivers up 7 places respectively. Nate Lehman now opening up a lead of 6/10, approaching 70 laps to go next time by. If you've just joined us, I'm Rick James, and you're watching di9 Designs Turn Down for What series from iRacing's Iowa Speedway. Corey Blevins chasing down Hunter Peach. 0.3 of a second the difference between them. The 48 flat-out Chevrolet chasing down the DeWalt Supra. This is what it looks like from the right side of Corey Blevins' car. Corey Blevins within 0.2 to car 2-6. John Osborne in the 6th position, behind Chris Murphy by half a second. Hunter Peach trying to make the speed stick on the outside. but it's getting just a bit more loose. The tires start to wear, but the track is cooling down. The sun setting just behind the grandstands on the front straight. Nate Lehman still your race leader by 1.5 seconds now over Matt Boone. John Osborne now behind Chris Murphy, the 1-8 Jumpman Ford rocking the UNC colors. Behind the 2-1 Safeway Supra. The Toyota of Chris Murphy has been marching through the field one position at a time, taking his sweet time, getting through these point standings. Chris Murphy's going to find himself with a good haul today. He comes into today's race 5th in the point standings. Cole Snyder not present on the roster. He finds himself 9 points ahead. Chris Murphy's going to make away big time if he can survive and hold on with the 2-1 Safeway car. But John Osborne wants a taste of that top 5. Let's ride along as a passenger in the 81 Air Jordan Ford. Murph trying to not drop the position, but he just can't kick John Osborne to the side. The 81 Ford trying every which way to get to the inside of Murphy's Supra. Can he make it stick this time through turn number 3? He just can't. White Walker 86 earlier in the chat saying that the inside line is no good on old tires. And now that drivers have about 40 to 50 laps of wear on their tires, it's starting to prove more and more true. Hunter Peach on old tires, giving up the spot to Corey Blevins, and Peach getting way loose out of turn number 2. Luckily, the 2.6 was able to save the car. Out of turn number 4, though, the DeWalt Supra, you can see just having a difficult time putting the power down through the corner, entering in incredibly high in turn number 1. How will the 2.6 continue as the car loses grip lap by lap? That time, a great exit out of the corner, right up alongside of the wall, as intended, and it looks like Peach has his groove once again. Murphy, on the other hand, trying to keep his top 5 groove. John Osborne wants to take it away from him. These two continuing to work at it, but with the tires slowly expiring, I was just going to say, how long will this fight last? And I guess that answers your question. John Osborne making his way to the top 5. Chris Murphy on his way down pit road, and he says, I give in. The 2-1 taps out. He's going to come in for fresh tires with 59 laps to go on the Safeway Supra. Murphy, the first to break, but when will the leaders follow suit? Nate Lehman leading Matt Boone by almost 3 seconds. Matt Boone was the first of the leaders to come down pit road. Will he follow the same suit, or will Boone stretch his tires to go the distance? Boone incredibly quick in the early runs, but assuming this is the final stop of the race, you would want to save those tires for as long as possible, and Nate Lehman has a 12-lap advantage on Matt Boone. Jeff No, he's on his way in. And the number 2 repeat Ford is the second driver to come down pit road. Let's bring up the pit lane drivers on the bottom of your screen. Once again, fans, your favorite driver's name is abbreviated with 3 letters on the bottom of your screen. The ticking time is their total pit lane time. The blinking time in the brackets is their pit stop time. Jeff No on his way down pit road. Jeff Lednum on his way down pit road. The Maryland driver leaves his top 10 spot for the comfort of fresh rubber and high-octane racing fuel. The Snap-on Ford will give up his 8th position for a pit stop. Still a great run for this driver right here, the 6-1 of Micah Allard. Done an amazing job, actually. It really is. This is Micah's first race in Turn Down for What. He's doing a sensational job holding on to the car. He runs in 3rd, and he still has led the most number of laps in tonight's race, regardless of what happens from here on out. The 61 has made a brilliant impression. Just imagine the scenes when Micah Allard gets a podium, if he gets a podium, let's say, at the end of tonight's race. The 8-1 of John Osborne. He held on the longest when it came to tires in that second stint. This time, he's coming in before the leaders. Matt Boone now follows in the tire tracks of the 8-1. And Boone decides to bring the 3.8 Monster Energy Camaro down pit road. That'll be tires and fuel for Boone. Hunter Peach also on his way in. The 2.6 DeWalt Supra says, I need service. He's on his way down pit road. Meanwhile, race leader Nate Lehman now has a 7-second advantage over Micah Allard. Kyle Taub in the 3rd position. His spot is safe as Corey Blevins, who's made up 11 places so far, obviously with help of the pit stop cycle. He's brought in the Flat Out Motorsports Chevrolet, and behind him, teammate Andrew Baker, bringing his 02 Flat Out Motorsports Camaro. Both of these cars coming down for tires and fuel. Nate Lehman still the race leader, and he's stretching out these tires as far as he can. Now approaching 49 laps to go, and the Midas Ford looking to be our first repeat winner. It took 7 races, but can we see a 7th unique winner? Micah Allard looks like a good candidate to fit that build, but still more than 48 laps of racing remain, and anything is possible in this 7th round. We've had 6 unique winners. The odds are incredibly good to have a 7th winner. Nate Lehman giving a lap back to John Osborne. With the fresher tires, John Osborne put in a 24.4 second lap last time around. Nate Lehman at 25.5. The race leader 1.1 seconds off the pace of 6th place. Lehman still stays out. Micah Allard, on the other hand, has decided to bring his rookie car down pit road. The 6-1 Fox Racing Camaro gets his service. John Osborne gets a purple lap time, 24.24 seconds. And the UNC fan, rocking the Tar Heel blue and the Air Jordan logo on the hood of his Ford Mustang, has the fastest lap of the race, but not anymore, because Matt Boone just went purple. 24.21 seconds for the Rhinelander native, and the Monster Energy Chevrolet goes purple for the 2nd time in this race. Race leader Nate Lehman, last time around, puts in 25.49. This time around, Nate Lehman, 25.62 seconds. Only Nate Lehman and Kyle Taub have not come down pit road on this stint. They really intend on stretching these tires to the finish, and they are gambling on the race going green to the end. If it's a late race caution, will they need that final set of tires? Still, anything possible. Nate Lehman has not come down since lap 89. Kyle Taub has not come down since lap 84. My quick math tells me that's 62 laps of wear for car 16. The KT Designs Mustang is 11 1/3 seconds behind this man here, Nate Lehman, slowly approaching the number set by Micah Allard to lead the most laps in tonight's race. Lehman starts round 7, third in the points standings. We mentioned earlier, Zach Meredith, normally driving the 17 car, and Jose Ruiz, normally driving the 2-3, not present in tonight's race. Nate Lehman finds himself 12 points behind Jose Ruiz. Zach Meredith with an 18-point lead, it looks like, over Nate Lehman. Both of those drivers going to take a tumble in the points. SS Motorsports in the chat says the longer Nate stays out, the less likely he'll be able to run Boone back down. Appreciate you, SS Motorsports. And there is Steven Brennick. He's come down pit road, as has Josh Franks. Kyle Taub, however, still staying out. Matt Boone, 19 seconds behind Taub, and over the last 5 laps, car 38 quicker by just impressive margins. Look at that, 1 second, 1.2 seconds. Just an average of 1 second per lap is what Matt Boone is closing down Kyle Taub. Nate Lehman in the same boat last time around. Matt Boone, 24.7 seconds. Nate Lehman, 25.5. Almost 2 seconds the difference. But a late race caution will throw a wrench into all of this. Again, SS Motorsports saying the longer Nate stays out, the less likely he'll be able to run Matt Boone back down. Nate Lehman is in, just as we're talking about it. Race leader Nate Lehman is in. Kyle Taub coming in just before the 14 car. Matt Boone now has to step on it. These need to be his fastest laps if he intends on making good use of these tires. But then Nate Lehman is going to be pressured to put in his fastest laps to make the best use of those good years. Matt Boone last pitting on lap 136. So these tires that Boone has, approximately 16 laps worse off. Nate Lehman's tires will be 16 laps more fresh than that of Matt Boone. He's out of pit road. The 16 of Kyle Taub re-enters the race in 9th. Nate Lehman re-enters in 3rd. Chris Murphy on the outside, exiting turn number 2, loose out of the second corner, but he's got heat in his tires. Nate Lehman now has to fight as hard as he can, get on the gas, and make the most of the speed in the 1-4 car to hunt down Micah Allard. 11 laps of difference is what Nate Lehman has over Micah Allard. Speaking about those tires, Andrew Baker on the inside of Adam Taylor. These two battling for 11th. Those stops by the leaders, most likely the last scheduled stops if the race goes green all the way to the end. Nate Lehman, excuse me, not Byron Jones. Nate Lehman in the 14 with a 24.22, putting in his personal fastest lap of the race. Only 1/100th off of Matt Boone, whose personal best is a 24.21. And there it is, 24.21. Nate Lehman now putting in his fastest lap of the race. Nate Lehman now matching Matt Boone for fastest lap and faster than the 38 car. Approaching 32 laps to go this time by, Matt Boone has a 5-second lead over Micah Allard. And over those last 5 laps, the rookie Allard, watching Nate Lehman just saw into his advantage. Last time around, Nate Lehman was quicker than Allard by 0.6 of a second. This time around, Nate Lehman quicker than Allard by 0.4 and change. Lehman careful not to rush the process, but the laps are ticking down. If it goes green to the end, will Lehman drive the good life out of the tires? Will he have anything left to chase down Matt Boone? But Matt Boone, will he have anything left to defend the lead against Nate Lehman? If it goes green to the end, Matt Boone will have 52 laps of wear on his tires. Nate Lehman will have approximately 36. One second the difference now. Let's ride along with Nate Lehman. He's chasing down Micah Allard for the silver medal spot. White Walker 86 in the chat says, Boone needs Allard to put up a fight with Lehman. And that was a fight that only lasted 2 laps. Micah Allard sent back to 3rd place. Nate Lehman, last time around, 24.81 seconds. Matthew Boone, 25 and a quarter. 3.6 seconds, the gap between them now. RCLM4 in the chat says, keep taking them one at a time, Murphy. Cheering on for Chris Murphy in the number 21 Safeway Supra. Murphy, 0.6 of a second ahead of Corey Blevins, 8 seconds behind Micah Allard. White Walker 86 says, Lehman is a one-punch knockout. White Walker also saying, Boone's in trouble unless a caution comes out. We're approaching the final 25 laps, and there it is on the left-hand side of your screen. 25 circuits to go at the Iowa Speedway. Opened in 2006. The IndyCar Series has been here. They've even got a small road course on the inside. Now turned down for what? Racing here in its 3rd season. The track even partly designed by Rusty Wallace. Some people say it's kind of like a large Richmond. Some people say it races like a really small Las Vegas. It's a lot of fun, is what it is. It's a huge load of fun. And these final 25 laps are going to be something else. Nate Lehman, however, inside 1 1/3 seconds to race leader Matt Boone. Both of these drivers have one win this season. Micah Allard, winless. Chris Murphy sitting in the 4th position. He has a win this season. Corey Blevins right behind him in the 5th spot. Blevins is up 10 places from where he started. He's our hardest charger so far, and Corey Blevins does not have a win this season. Kyle Taub in the 1-6, currently running in the 6th position. Taub also winless. Matt Boone looking to get his 2nd trip to victory lane with 22 laps to go. Nate Lehman now inside 0.5 second to race leader. Hunter Peach now chasing down Jeff No. As the orange sun starts to bathe the Iowa Speedway in golden sunset, the 2.6 DeWalt Supra smelling the fumes coming out of the pipes of that number 2 U.S. Air Force Ford. Jeff No in 8th. Hunter Peach in 9th. Matt Boone trying to hold off Nate Lehman, but here comes the 1-4 to the inside off of the second corner. Nate Lehman's tires 12 laps fresher than that of Matt Boone. Lehman making the inside line work for him, and he clears the 3-8. New leader, Nate Lehman. 2:0 to go, will become 1-9 at the line. Nate Lehman in first, Matt Boone in that second position. Micah Allard sitting in the bronze medal spot, 9 1/3 seconds ahead of Corey Blevins, who's gotten around Chris Murphy for the 4th position. There's the 1-6 of Kyle Taub hanging out in 5th. Good run for him as well. Hunter Peach now all over the back end of Jeff No. This for the 8th spot. Let's ride shotgun with Hunter. There goes Hunter Peach, loose out of the 4th corner, just carrying all that speed, but he still has the inside line. Not going into turn number 1, he lost the momentum down the front straight. There he goes, rising high out of turn number 2, almost making a little bit of contact with the outside retaining wall in the 2-6. DeWalt Toyota in the 9th position. White Walker 86 says, Boone calling for rain in turn 1 and debris on the track, if only. Imagine a phantom caution coming out. 16 laps to go. With the way that 2-6 car's driving, Hunter Peach nearly lost control and almost gave reason for a caution, but the 2-6 back under control. He's up behind the 2 of Jeff No. There's Nate Lehman. 15 laps to go for this driver here. The Midas Ford Mustang leading the 3-8 Monster Chevrolet. Matt Boone sitting in second. Micah Allard, 1.8 seconds off the back of 2nd place. Corey Blevins, 9 seconds adrift. Hunter Peach finally getting to the inside of Jeff No with 15 laps to go. Papa Bear Campbell in the 7-1 Ford watching these two play for 8th. Peach just can't make the speed stick off that inside corner. Jeff No making great use of the momentum. Hunter Peach making the high line work for him. And look at the speed that the 2-6 carries out of that 4th corner. Hunter Peach now attacking Jeff No on the high side. He's flipped the script on car number 2. And that DeWalt Supra has found his line on the outside. Hunter Peach able to clear Jeff No, but obviously Jeff No retaliating on the inside line, drifting up the track, trying to find more speed on the high side. Hunter Peach walking away with the 8th position now. Corey Blevins under fire from Kyle Taub. These two wrestling for 4th. Blevins is up 11 places from where we started. Kyle Taub finds himself in 5th. Looking to take 4th away from Blevins. It will be 11 laps to go for these two next time by. Taub, has he cleared the 48? Not just yet. Corey Blevins, can he get back under that 1-6? Kyle Taub, has he cleared the 48? He has indeed. Mark Kyle Taub up to the 4th position. Corey Blevins still trying the high side in the flat-out Camaro. Taub making those tires work for him. He has a 13-lap advantage on his Goodyears compared to Corey Blevins in the 48 car. Matt Boone finds himself 3.9 seconds behind Nate Lehman, and Micah Allard has taken notice. The rookie in the 61 Fox Racing Camaro. his first ever di9 designs turned down for what race. He's up behind Matt Boone, chasing down Boone for second place. Matt Boone finished 4th in the point standings in Season 2. He finished 7th in the point standings in Season 1. The 61 of Mike Allard has never finished a race. This is his first turn down for what race, and with 7 laps to go next time by, he is tugging on the veteran's jacket. The 61 wants a piece of Matt Boone, and Boone has shreds of tires with which to defend. White Walker 86 calling for all sorts of debris on the racetrack. Says a piece of corn just rolled across. There's a squirrel on the racetrack. SS Motorsports says there's a piece of a brake rotor in turn number 1. And before you know it, someone's grandma's going to try to walk across the racetrack with 2 laps to go. Nate Lehman leading by 4.8 seconds. Matt Boone not able to defend the attack from Micah Allard, the 61, giving it all he's got. And once again, it's different between catching and passing, but the 61 in the act of passing now, looking for a silver medal on his debut. White Walker 86 says Griff played this race perfectly, talking about race leader Nate Lehman. White Walker 86 already declaring victory for the 1-4 car. The 6-1 of Micah Allard still with work to do on the inside of Matt Boone. SS Motorsports saying second race and turned down for what? He ran the truck Sunday. I wasn't there, so it didn't happen. Micah Allard in 3rd right now. Matt Boone just barely able to defend that second position, but can he hang on for 5 more laps? Corey Blevins, 4/10 behind Kyle Taub, and he's watching his podium walk away from him. Taub still has to get to the finish line. Micah Allard spinning, and the rookie's just gone off track. Matt Boone's also crashed. Micah Allard and Matt Boone coming together just as we take the cameras away with 4 laps to go. They crash. We're still green, and White Walker 86 calls for a yellow as 2 cars crash on the inside of one. Nate Lehman leads. Matt Boone back to 6th. Rookie Micah Allard sitting in 2nd. And that race just destroyed between the 6-1 and the 3-8. 3 laps to go, no yellow to be called, and it looks like we may end this race under green. Micah Allard in 2nd, Kyle Taub in 3rd, Matt Boone, who was 2nd before he crashed with the 6-1 of Micah Allard, now down to 6th place. White Walker 86 asking, did the rookie take out Boone? We're going to find out soon enough. No caution. Nate Lehman will collect the white flag, and it's a coast to the finish for the Midas Ford Pilot. Controversy at the end of round number 7. The rookie tugging on the veteran's coattails just a bit too hard, and they collide, racing for the 2nd position. Nate Lehman survives the mayhem in Newton, Iowa, and he's our first repeat winner. He wins at Iowa Speedway. Micah Allard, shrouded in controversy, comes out of turn number 4 to collect 2nd place. The 1-6 of Kyle Taub off the 4th corner will finish unofficially in 3rd. Matt Boone with a scarred race car finishing in 6th. And there is your race winner, the 1-4 of Nate Lehman, our first repeat winner this season. SS Motorsports in the chat says Boone ain't gonna be happy. Jeff Lednam offering some hearty congratulations to the 1-4 of Nate Lehman. Classy move all around by drivers. Saluting the 1-4. And this is going to be some finish. The 1-4 of Nate Lehman being saluted by the 1-6. The 2-6 of Hunter Peach also there. White Walker 86 says, pay attention to pit road for when Boone gets out of the car. He's going to pull a Harvick. Let's take a look at the wreck now. Nate Lehman continues to celebrate. He's our race winner. We're going to talk to Nate Lehman, Micah Allard, and Kyle Taub in the podium. But let's take a look at the crash between Matt Boone and Micah Allard. Look at the 6-1 rising up out of turn number 4. Slams on that inside wall there on pit lane. Well, let's have a look in the cockpit of Micah Allard and see how this one went down. This is entering turn 3. You're riding along with Micah Allard. No, this is the lap prior, pardon me. Okay, let's back it up from here, and let's have a look. This is coming up out of 4. Let's have a look from Matt Boone's point of view. And this is the lap prior. Let's have one more look here. Let's try the blimp view and see if we can notice anything different. So they've already collided. Looks like the 6-1 came up out of turn number 4, made some contact with car 3-8. The 6-1 able to save his car, the 38 coming down to a regrettable nudge on the inside wall there. One more look from the eye in the sky. White Walker 86 in the chat says, hooked him. Both drivers sliding across. Micah Allard able to save his car to come across the line in second. Kyle Taub in third. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. We're going to have podium interviews in just a moment. Your race winner in the number 14 Midas Ford, Nate Lehman. On the podium now with our top 3, starting with our bronze medalist tonight, one Kyle Taub in the 1.6 KT Designs Ford. Kyle, 188 laps complete, and you come away with a bronze medal finish. Did you expect that coming into round 7?
Iowa is one of my favorite, probably my favorite short track on iRacing. So I was hoping for top 3 there, and that's what I got.
Headed next week into Daytona. It's going to be a different sort of race. Are you looking for another podium? Is it going to be something completely different?
Yeah, road courses are one of my favorite things to do on iRacing. So yeah, I'll be looking for top 3 there.
Congratulations on that third place finish.
Thank you, Rick.
Our second place finisher making his debut in the Xfinity Series, Micah Allard, driving the number 6-1 Fox Racing Chevrolet. Micah, a lot of fans in chat asking what happened on that last, or not on the last lap, but on that exchange with Matt Boone inside the final 5 laps.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all the admins for allowing me to race. I say thank you to Jeff No for getting me in here. But yeah, with the 38, man, I was having a lot of fun racing the 38 and the 14 early in those first runs there at the beginning of the race, and I had to do something to kill time and make up time on the 14 there, and just moving by the 38. I don't know. My spotter said it looked like he came off the wall there and kind of came down into me. Luckily, I was able to keep it off the inside wall and keep it straight and move on. Finish P2. I'm happy with it.
Not a bad run. Will we see you in 7 days' time for your second Xfinity race from Daytona?
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm excited to do some plate racing, and I've really enjoyed Iowa, but I'm really excited to go do some plate racing next week.
Congratulations on second place. We'll see you in a week at Daytona, Mike.
Thank you.
Our race-winning interview brought to you by the good folks over at di9 Designs, the Chase Elliott custom graphic design page on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at di9 Designs. They post graphics on all platforms multiple times a week and take requests on all types of logos, Chase Elliott wallpapers, iRacing schemes, and more. Follow and DM them for more details. They are not affiliated with Hendrick Motorsports or Chase Elliott. Be sure to use code di9 Designs for free shipping on your diecast and merch orders over $20 on CircleBDiecast.com. And now the winner. Our first repeat winner this season, driving the number 1-4 Midas Ford Mustang, Nate Lehman. You win round 7 and head next week into Daytona with a 20-point lead.
Rick, I am absolutely psyched about this one. I love flat tracks. Richmond, New Hampshire, where we got our last one, and then here at Iowa. Just a blast out here racing these guys, racing Micah, racing Boone there. I mean, the three of us were duking it out there on that first set of pit stops. So that was a blast. And then just tire management was the key to today's race. You could run that outside lane, but that's the forbidden fruit here at Iowa. You can run that lane and burn up your tires, but you gotta hold that bottom and save your stuff.
You held it well. You held it to victory, leading the most laps tonight. You've got 254 points to your name. The tie for second place in the standings is between Chris Murphy and Corey Blevins with 234 points. Next week at the World Center of Racing, you get the chance to fight to be the first 3-time winner. What are the odds we see you get the hat trick at Daytona?
I like them better than Daytona Super Speedway. I mean, restrictor plate racing. So less of a crapshoot. I like road courses. I'm not as good as guys out there like Kyle, but I assume we'll be up there, hopefully top 3 at the end of that one as well.
We'll see you in a week's time, but for now, Nate, go ahead and celebrate your win at Iowa. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, Rick.
Fans at home, that puts a wrap on round 7, and the question has been answered. The streak has been broken. We have a repeat winner in Season 3. It took 7 rounds, but Nate Lehman is the first driver to get a 2 in the win column, and he'll go for 3 in 7 nights' time from the Daytona International Road Course. Don't miss that right here, Rick James TV. And if you need more racing, Thursday night, the ARCA cars, NASCAR's Gen 4 stock cars, will be at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's Thursday Night Thunder, 8:30 Eastern, right here on Rick James TV. Give us a follow, give us a subscription. Fans, thank you so much. We cannot do these streams without you. And until that next one, please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will